All right, welcome to episode 13 of Reality Rundown. I'm your host Connor Nelson, along with my co-host Christian Holman. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. It's a great episode of Big Brother tonight.
Yeah, it's starting to heat up. It looks like, but if you're watching on YouTube, if you'd like, please subscribe. Please leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave a comment about how nice Holman looks.
Wow.
And if you want to watch us live on Twitch, we go live after every episode, about 20-30 minutes after, at twitch.tv/reality rundown. So let's just jump right into it. Tonight's episode was obviously the live eviction with Christmas and Kaser on the block, and it doesn't look good for our guy Kaser.
Yeah, Kaser at the start of the episode, but it's kind of written on the walls. Everyone knows. I mean, he has no support. Everyone wants him gone. He was attached to Janelle. Not looking good for him at the start of the episode, which that's how the end of the episode was too. So.
Yeah, and this one started with Julie saying he's the target, she's the pawn. Expect anything, like something like may have changed, like something in the episode is going to make it seem something was going to change. But it was very clear the whole time that Kaser was gone. Like there was no expect anything. Like
yeah, like even later in the episode, whenever we get to the bombshell, it's going to be dropped. It's like even the bombshell is even started off with like, I know you're gonna, you know you're going home.
Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing really to ever think like the votes were going his way.
Yep. She also mentions how there's a new room going to get revealed tonight, and I thought they were going to kind of go into that a little more, but we'll get to it. But they teased it a couple times early, and really we didn't get it until the very end. But we'll talk about that at the end. And the first thing we get is Kaser and Memphis out back in the yard talking, and Kaser's like, "Are you really going to let these people run this whole game and just sit back and do nothing?" And Memphis is giving him absolutely nothing. Like he's just sitting there like, I guess so. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like if I win, I'm going to mix it up. But like, what am I going to do? And little does he know that Kaser thinks that he is the power in the house.
Yeah, it was literally, they've done it all season where they're just talking to Memphis, trying to, which
But
I mean, surely to goodness, at some point, like he's talking about how he's going to go after them too or something, because they keep going to him and he's just like, nope, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's there.
But to be fair, like Memphis has done a good job of like kind of keeping himself without seeming like he's like in rooms talking to people or like getting caught with like these people talking to him, and that's how he wanted it. But like it's very clear, and even CBS is giving Memphis a lot of credit for like starting the alliance and being in this alliance, but really he's on the very outskirts of it. He's not the head of it. He's definitely like first man out, second man out.
Yeah, which he's the creator, but he's not like the leader. Which is,
No.
I don't feel like they're making it seem like he's the leader in any way, but they are at least. Like the idea of like at the end of the episode, whenever they tell Kaser that Memphis is the one who creates it, it's like,
Yeah, but he's not the reason
it's just
that.
kind of like to rub a little salt in Kaser's wound, to be like, yeah, you thought you were talking to someone who was with you, and at the worst maybe had an alliance. Well, guess what, dude? He started the other alliance.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's very clear out here that Memphis is just like, dude, I know what's going on. I know everything that's going on. You're the one that doesn't really know what you're talking about, and it's kind of hard to watch. But poor Kaser, I don't think he can catch a break.
No, he's been on the outs all season, and that's what sucks so often about Big Brother, where you have like these characters that you really want to like or that you do like, or even characters that you don't even get a chance to learn yet, and they have an idea of what's going on, but they're on the outs the entire time and they just can't catch a break.
Yeah,
it's like you want to see them succeed, and the numbers are just so.
It's just not. It's not possible. Yeah, exactly. We get a conversation with Enzo and Cody, and Enzo's just being like, I can't deal with Danny. I don't know why she's acting this way. Like, I'm done with her. I'm ready for her to go. And you can kind of tell that Cody is not wanting Danny to leave.
Yeah, Cody's working with her. It's been called out a couple times in the episode. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And I think he even mentioned it in last episode where it was like, yeah, they're talking about doing it, or maybe we talked about it, but Cody just doesn't want that to happen, even though he has to go along with it.
Yeah, because he definitely is in the best spot with her out of all of them, and he knows that she's really good for his game, but he can't go against them. All he can do is kind of sit back and not really push it and just hope that the target kind of switches.
Yep. Which him not winning HOH was good for him because he doesn't have to make a choice. And as long as he doesn't get nominated, it's good for him.
Yeah, exactly. And then along with this conversation, Cody tells Memphis, he's like, you're not going to like this. Like, I don't know why I didn't tell you this by now, but there is another alliance that I'm in with Memphis, Christmas, Danny, Tyler, Nicole, and himself. And Enzo is kind of like, okay, whatever. But then in the DR, he's like, Tyler and Cody's my guys. I've got some alliances on the side. He's going to have some alliances on the side, but I'm sticking with my guys, Tyler and Cody.
Yeah, and that's what they're both making it obvious. Enzo more in the DR. I don't know how it exactly went in the real conversation.
Yeah.
But Cody telling him that is also being like, yeah, you're my number one. Here's what I'm working with, or here's what we're working with.
Yep. And so then we go on and it starts showing the Tyler going around to everybody and really working the Danny angle of like getting everybody against Danny. And he did a really, really good job of this week because like there was no focus on Danny before this week. And then all of a sudden, like all the focus and all the target is being pushed on her. And really it is because of Tyler. And this first conversation he's having with Bailey, and he's just like, how do you feel with her? Like, is she pushing for you guys to go after me and Cody? Or because that's what's happening to me. She's coming up to me and pushing for me to get you guys out. And she's like, no, that's not happening. But like, what the heck? Why is she doing that? And like, you can tell that this is definitely working in Tyler's favor.
Yeah, which I could have like we've seen Danny do it to other people talking about Tyler. So it kind of does shock me that she hadn't been doing that to Danny and Davon. But I think Danny and Davon
she doesn't trust Danny and Davon.
Exactly, and that they were the two that she just kind of. That's a Danny and Davon. I meant Bailey and Davon. But but yeah, like she's not telling them anything because she doesn't want to tell them anything because that's bad for her game. 100%. So she wants everyone to kind of target them. But then the people she does trust, she's also putting a little seeds of doubt into other people in the alliance.
Yep, it definitely. And then we go right after this. Again, it's basically the whole segment of Tyler just talking to everybody about Danny, but it's Davon and Tyler talking in the Have Not room, and it's basically the same exact conversation. Like, is Danny pushing you guys or you to go after me? And she's like, no, like we don't really talk about it. And he's like, well, she's 100% trying to get me to go after you, and Davon is not having it.
Yeah, she was instantly pissed, which there's a few times tonight where we see Davon actually kind of pissed. A few people pissed. There's a lot of being pissed in this episode. A lot of anger in the house on this episode, which I was so glad to see.
Yeah.
I'm just so ready to see some blow-ups, which we're starting to see it. We're starting to see it come together, and I'm so excited for it.
And Tyler also apologizes for being distant after last week with the David thing. He's like, with the whole David thing, with him saying all that and everything happening, I just didn't really feel like you were having any part of me, so I just kind of backed off. And she's like, no, like we're good. And so it's like good to see Tyler, and I think Tyler's 100% like in the best position possible right now, and it's very clear that every conversation he has is going in his favor.
Yeah, Tyler is so good at the game. He's obviously such a people person that everyone likes him, everyone wants to work with him, and everyone listens to what he has to say game wise.
Yeah.
So it's just he's so good at this game.
Yeah, very good.
I think the best way to get him out is keeping Danny in the house if you're anyone else.
Yeah, but they don't see that because they just think Danny's just going to stay loyal to the whole group. I don't really know. But Tyler instantly goes and tells Enzo and Cody about these conversations he's having with everybody, specifically Bailey and Davon. And this is when you know that Cody does not want Danny out. He's like instantly the first thing he says is like, I want Davon out. Like, and they're like, yeah, we'll get to her, but Danny's got to go.
It was Cody who said that, is what you said?
Yeah. Cody said that he wanted to get Davon out. And they want to at some point, but they're like, she's not the top priority. We have to get Danny out.
Yeah, they're talking about how Danny and Davon were both big targets and are going to be issues to come. And yeah, Danny's obviously the one who's creating the most chaos, while Davon is not. She's kind of like Memphis in the other lines. She's on the outs, but she realizes it, unlike Memphis.
Yep.
So she will take shots. She sees where she's at in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah.
I agree with that. And she's not scared to ruffle feathers or cause like controversy, screaming, yelling. Like she kind of likes that. So, and that's how she is as a player. as opposed to all the rest of them. So it could get dicey.
Yeah, she's had a lot of blow-ups, which on the challenge, in I think last season at least, I don't think she had any yell-offs in her last season on the challenge.
Maybe she's matured. Maybe she's grown up.
But yeah, I think she's trying to be a lot more zen because
she definitely said that on her last season though, and it just didn't work. Like,
yeah,
but this season she has done it. So
which I think she's realized that like it ruins her game because it makes you seem like a hothead, and people tend to
100%.
Unless you're Josh, people run away from hotheads.
Yep. Well,
but
yeah.
Davon's too smart to get away with that.
Yep, 100%. So the next segment we have is Ian basically going around telling everybody he knows exactly what's going on in the house, and he wants everybody to know that he knows exactly what's going on in the house.
Well, did Ian tell everyone that, or did he just tell 4 people?
Well, 4 people is more than he should have told.
Well, so like Kevin.
So he starts
Bailey,
with Kevin. He starts with Kevin, and he's talking about how there's this core of Cody and Nicole, and Nicole has him as a shield, and Cody has Tyler and Enzo as shields, and how they just have all these people, and everybody besides Cody and Nicole are all just side pieces. And this happens because earlier this week there was someone that like there was a wall yeller, and they had a megaphone, and they said that Cody and Nicole were playing everybody, and everybody was outside, and everybody heard it. And so this is why Ian's been on this like run of like Nicole and Cody, they're it. Like they're in the power, they're the power, and they're controlling everything. But for him to start with Kevin, and I know like he's got to work with Kevin because who else is he gonna work with? But Kevin will talk like he'll tell everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kevin will tell everybody. I think that based off what I've seen in the episode, I guess you probably know something I don't know, but I think Kevin will probably.
He doesn't keep it to himself. He doesn't keep it to himself.
I don't know who he feels like he could tell because
I think I forgot who he tell. I know he runs and tells someone like almost immediately, and it may have been Davon. I think it was Davon.
Which I think Davon's probably the best one to go to.
Yeah, but we'll get to like where he goes wrong. So but yeah, he's telling Kevin, and he's talking to Kevin about it all, and he's like, we've got to do something. And then the next person he talks to is Bailey. And it's basically the same conversation, except he's like, there's 2 people running this game, or like someone running this game. And she's like, yeah, I think I know who it is. And I think we're thinking of the same person. And he's like, all right, I'll count to 3 and let's say it together. And she says Danny, and he says Cody. And they're kind of just like, oh, well, I guess we don't really think the same thing here. But, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that, so the conversation he had with Kevin wasn't really the same as Bailey, as him and Kevin were doing a lot more theorizing or just collecting their thoughts, it seemed, while he was telling Bailey more of like a campaign, it seemed like, and just trying to get Bailey on that side.
Yeah.
Which, in Bailey's DR, she's talking about how she's soaking it in, and it's great information for her. Also, she says it blows her mind. So I couldn't really get a real read on if she's going to use it against Ian or if she's actually getting some good information.
Well,
She's like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah, so the issue is it's like so Bailey will go and tell, let's say, Tyler and Cody. I don't even know if he tells Cody, but like she'll definitely tell Tyler. But then Tyler will be like, crap, Ian's talking all of his stuff. He's blowing up everybody's game. And then it puts a target on Ian without them even meaning to put a target on Ian. So like, with Ian telling all of this and saying all this, instead of just keeping it to himself and using it when he needs to use it, which right now he doesn't need to, he's just blowing up his own game for no reason.
Yeah, it was bad timing. It's midweek of the HOH whenever you don't have anything. Wait till at least after the HOH.
Yeah, you're not on the block. Wait till you see who's in power next week. If you're in trouble, then start using that info to start spreading it and planting seeds. Don't just go blabber to everybody you see in hopes that something happens when who knows what's going to happen this week.
Yeah, I think he got an idea in his head, and he just couldn't wait to tell it because he thought it was so good. Which, I mean, he's on to it, mostly.
Yeah.
But
and a lot of it, too, is what Kaser is telling Ian. So Kaser's telling Ian all of this stuff and, like, what he thinks is going on. And Ian's like, yeah, that's definitely what's going on. So, like, he's also using that going with, like, what's going on in the game. But, yeah, you have anything else on that with Ian?
No, not really. Not really. Well, he went to Kaser next, and then
Yeah, he's just like, dude. He wants Kaser to kind of blow up the house on his way out, so he doesn't have to, or so he like all the heat's off of him, and it looks like Kaser is the one spreading all this. And so he goes up to him, and he's like, you're going home, right? And Kaser's like, yeah, I mean, it's very clear. And he's like, is there any way you would like say some stuff on your way out? And he's like, I may have to, just because this game's really boring.
yeah, which I'm glad he followed through with it to some degree. I mean, he misses some things, he hits some things, but it still, I think, obviously did enough to.
He had a better read than most. Yeah,
he made some people mad, which I really like the fact seeing everyone so upset after his call outs, because you had 3 people in particular who were actually pretty upset over it.
Yeah,
and
100%.
It was just nice to see.
So this is basically the first portion of the episode, and then we get to the live vote and eviction. And Christmas's speech, how'd you feel about that?
Please never again.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go the opposite. I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, I love when people do this stuff."
No, I hate when people do this stuff.
Normally, whenever I absolutely hate something, you love it. Like it's the total opposite. So I'm glad to hear that.
I don't hate Christmas like you do, but I think she's so cringy. Like, she wants to play on words with her name all the time. It's like, you've been alive for 30, 40 years. It's probably time to grow out of this.
Yeah, 100%. I wasn't feeling that speech at all. It was like a poem mixed with a song, mixed with just like rhymes of her name.
Mixed with like, shoot me now. Like,
yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. So then we get to Kaser's speech, and it's the best speech we've had all year.
Yeah, it was. Well, I think he didn't do it the best way he could have.
Well, I mean, you got to think like live, and like he probably hasn't really rehearsed it, and like you're just going off of that. Like it's got to be like nerve-wracking.
Well, he should have rehearsed it, but
he may have. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he did or not, but I doubt it.
I think he missed some things he should have said, could have said, that he probably knew, and I don't think he did things the best. But I wish he would have done some things maybe even before the vote. I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, so he calls out Cody and Nicole, saying that they're a pair and they're running the house. He said there's a guys alliance with David, Tyler, Cody, and Enzo. Says that Danny, Nicole, and Cody are in a love triangle, which I thought that was the best part, that he said that they were in a love triangle.
Well, he didn't mean it as like
an no. He didn't, but it's still funny.
Yeah, which it is a love triangle, because they're all 3 working together, I think, pretty closely. I mean, we already know that Danny and Nicole are like super close. We know Nicole and Cody are super close, and obviously they all 3 are going to be probably pretty tight. So, yeah, I mean, nail on the head, but you know.
Yeah, and then he right after the speech, he's like, "Cody, I hope I got your vote," and Cody's just kind of like, "Yeah, like I hate this dude."
Yeah, he was definitely just trying. That was just very. I like the sarcasm he threw at him. I hope I got your vote.
Yeah, and so Cody's goes first, and I think you hear Kaser in the background going, "Vote with your heart, man," and Cody's just not having it at all. And you could tell even when he was voting, he was like, "I hate this guy."
Well, yeah, he literally says the never make it past jury. The 4-time all-star, puts in quotation mark. Like, he's literally like mocking the guy. It's like, this guy sucks at the game. Why is he here?
Yeah.
It's like he blew my game up.
And really the only 2 that were like that were him and Danny. Danny also was like, I haven't said a bad word about him, but that was low class. And
Nicole was the same way too. She didn't say anything about it.
She was definitely mad.
She stormed out of that room,
and she
literally sat down, said, "I vote to evict Kaser," and darted out of her chair.
And she will probably have a meltdown over this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, it'll be the most annoying thing in the world. She's just, I don't. Do you like Nicole?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's one we can get behind. She's just so annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I liked her in some of her past seasons at times, and other times she got on my nerves. But this season, I'm just really not liking her at the moment.
Yeah, she's not fun to watch. Nothing good really comes from her. But Kaser goes out 10-0, and it was very obvious that was going to happen. There was no way he was getting the votes. I didn't even think he really attempted to get the votes. It didn't really seem like his campaign was that good. He basically just like went up to Enzo from what we saw and was like, if you can rally the votes for me, like I'm here for you, like I'll work with you. So I just don't think that there was really any shot of him staying, and it was very clear. Are you about to fall asleep or something?
Always.
No.
I mean, I yawn 9 to 10 times per podcast. No, I'm not tired. I was actually just playing, but just
Start slapping yourself in the face.
Come on, get up, Holman.
Yeah.
Get up. Yeah.
Yeah, Tenno, he goes out, and he's honestly probably one of the fan favorites, like, of all time. Like, not basically off gameplay, just people loving Kaser, the person.
Yeah, which I mean, he's never really been able to do anything. So it's so weird they so loved, because usually your people who go out before jury are your people who are basically never seen again.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's been on 3 times and still never.
Season 6 pre-jury. Season 7 he got the most votes out of anybody to come back because it was a fan vote, and he was pre-jury that season. This season he comes back pre-jury again. So it's just very on brand for Kaser, which it sucks. I wish he could have lasted longer, but it just wasn't in the cards.
But that's just not his role.
So he talks with Julie. He gets evicted, talks with Julie, and she's like, with that speech, did you really think that you were going to get the votes with it? He was like, no, not really, but it was just a Hail Mary, like my last second ditch effort because I knew I didn't have it, so why not just throw it out there and see what happens? He was just talking about how like everybody in the game is just weak, that no one wants to make a move, that he wanted to make a move, just couldn't, but everybody in there is just weak and boring. And then he was just they asked about how like the conversation with Davon, and he was like, I didn't come here for the money. I came here to hopefully make a difference in the world and just speak about things that need to be spoke about. And I think he really meant that. Like, I don't think he came for the money.
Yeah, I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, obviously he came to win money. I mean, he wants to win it.
Well, he would love to win, but I don't think he went in
time,
being like, I'm there for the money.
Yeah, but which I think, it could go either way. But I think he meant what he was saying in the idea of like he wants to spread some kind of message, which he made some message.
Yeah, and but I definitely think he went in knowing that there was a very low chance that he would win the game.
Oh yeah, he can't make it past jury, so it's just in the stars.
So yeah, it's sad to see Kaser go, but it is what it is. He's not coming back. Also, she said that's why the fans voted you back in, and he was like, "What?" Yeah. And then she's like, "No, like on season 7, yeah." But he was like, "Don't send me back in," but I think he was like pumped for 2 seconds that he was going back in.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been electric, though.
Yeah, and then she tells him about the alliance with Memphis creating it and giving Memphis way more credit, in my opinion, than he should get. And I like Memphis, but I don't know. You don't think she's giving them? No,
I didn't think she was giving much credit. I think it was mostly a slap in the face to be like, "Yeah, he got you." Yeah,
you thought that. Yeah, true. So then we get to the HOH, and before it starts, she announces there's no have-nots this week. Which really for you, you're just like, who cares? Because you think they're pointless, and I think they're pointless to an extent because they don't really show anything on the show.
I like have and have not.
Oh, you do? I thought you said last week you didn't like it.
No, I like have and have not. I haven't liked in some past seasons where they haven't.
Last year was so bad.
I like when it's enforced, which this season they haven't shown people suffering in any way at all. Which it's kind of to the point where nobody being a have-not means nothing. I'd like to see them spice it up some way where have-nots are actually getting punished.
Yeah, my thing is like I think the food just makes it to where like you just get really run down and like really agitated, and that's what like messes with your game.
Yeah,
because I don't think the beds are that bad. I don't even think that's so bad. I think it's like the food.
Cold shower
would suck. It would suck, but like you get past that.
I wouldn't shower for a whole week.
Okay, it's a little much. All right, but the HOH comp is filter face off, and it's a knockout comp where 2 people go up. If you win, you pick the next 2 that come up, and it just goes until the very end. And so this one, it shows faces with filters on them, and there's more exactly or less buttons. And they ask, like, is there 7 of upside down faces? And then if there's more, you hit more. If there's 7, you hit exactly, or if there's less, you hit less. And so it starts with Ian and Kevin off of random draw. and Kevin
I
moves on.
hated seeing like literally those two going up against each other was just like such a kick in the butt, just because, well, they're the only chance to really shake up the game. We
Minus a
think,
couple, yeah.
yeah, but it's like, come on, why do they got to start against each other? Maybe they'll do it off. But that competition was hard.
Yeah, I don't.
Literally,
Well,
I
the thing is,
I got them all wrong almost.
and I think they're right on this. Is like I think they just go for who buzzes in quickest. Like if you're going up, like if it was me and you, we wouldn't even listen to the question. Like as soon as we could tap in, because you like the odds are on your favor. Like you have 1 in 3 chance as opposed to sitting there counting. And I don't know, but I think everybody was doing that. They were just buzzing in, and
I mean, I was counting them and I was getting them wrong still.
of course.
Well, I was trying to go quick as if I was really going to buzz in.
Yeah.
And like usually I do really well on comps like that, but
Yeah, those were hard. Everything looked
really
the same.
hard.
Yeah, everything looked the same.
And then I usually it was actually better not to buzz in than to buzz in. Everyone who buzzed in, I think they were trying to count, but you have a 6% chance of not getting it right. So
Yeah,
it's like
true.
better not to buzz than buzz, because I think one person got an answer right tonight.
I don't know, but it sounds right.
I
Yeah,
think only one person got
that
it.
does make sense. But either way, Kevin wins the first round, and he picks Nicole and Cody, and he's like, "I'm sketched out by what just happened. Like, sorry, you guys are going up there." And Cody wins, and I'm glad because I did not want to see Nicole win. I didn't want to see Nicole win this HOH, so I was glad to see her go out. Cody picks Kevin and Davon, and this one I think Davon actually got this one right.
Well, who was it against?
Kevin and Davon.
Kevin and Davon. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Either way, Davon moves on.
Yeah, she got it right. She got it right. Yeah.
She moves on and picks Cody and Memphis. Memphis beats Cody. Memphis picks Danny and David. Danny beats David. Danny picks Bailey and Davon. No surprise there. She's after both of them. Doesn't like them. Davon beats Bailey. Bailey picks... Davon picks, sorry. I'm so lost. Danny and Memphis.
Yeah.
Danny and Memphis. Memphis wins. Memphis picks Tyler and Davon. Davon wins. Davon picks Christmas, which this is the first time Christmas goes. How did she not get picked before now?
It was the first time Tyler went too.
Yeah, Tyler and Christmas didn't get picked until like literally 3 rounds until the end.
Yeah, so then we have Christmas beats Tyler.
Christmas beats no. Christmas beats Memphis, and then Memphis picks Davon and Christmas. Christmas wins and becomes HOH.
Yeah, so what we saw was lines really drawn tonight.
Yeah.
I thought, like, it was really drawn. We got to see where everyone stands in the house, which it really showed. Christmas and Tyler are the most liked, most trusted, as they didn't get picked at all. Then it showed Bailey and Davon that at least Davon.
Yeah,
is
especially
on the low.
Davon got picked 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So
Yeah,
the most out of everybody.
It showed that certain people are working together. I think Memphis. It showed Memphis still is after David in some way,
Yep.
supposedly. I think that was actually a good move by Memphis to pick that, opposed to picking David or Bailey and Davon or Davon and anyone.
100%.
Because
David's already after him anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, I think that gives Davon a chance, or Memphis a chance to have Davon work with him, as she was pissed. She was so mad that she kept getting picked.
Yeah.
It was like I thought we were in an alliance. There's people over who aren't in our alliance that's still sitting here.
And I think we'll see that this coming week of her being very agitated and very mad that happened.
Yep. Which I think Christmas winning, I think we're going to see some shakeup. Well,
I think we're going to see.
Doesn't like shaking things up.
No, but I think she will do exactly what Tyler tells her to do.
Yeah,
if we're being honest, I think it's just going to be what Tyler wants, and Tyler's going to run this HOH.
Yeah, at this point, though, I don't feel like Danny going on the block is really much of a shakeup. I just don't feel like it's going to change.
I do, just because she's part of that core group, and I think getting her out will be like, oh crap, like it started.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel like she's the core like everyone thinks. I think that core group is literally the 3 guys, and then Nicole.
Yeah, it definitely is the 3 guys, but she's definitely part of it. Like she's always in the mix. She's always there with them. She's always talking to them. But now this last week, it's been more of pushing her out and not like giving her much, not talking to her. But before that, she was definitely in a good spot.
Yeah, she was in everyone's ear, but yeah, it's that's the thing about doing that is you can't do it to everybody. You can only do it to a few people.
Yeah. because it's gonna get back. Like if you talk to everybody has someone they talk to. So if you do it to literally everybody, that someone and that someone are gonna talk to each other, and you're busted.
Yeah, then it just multiplies. So
Yeah,
it was real bad gameplay, but
yeah, I don't like Christmas as HOH because again, I just think she's not gonna do anything for herself, and I think it's just gonna be more of she's just gonna do what someone tells her to do. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Christmas is the season of giving, and that's all she's gonna do. She's gonna give Tyler, Cody, whoever it is, exactly what they want. I used to play on her name too, just like she likes to do. So proud of myself.
I hate you. And then at the very end, they show us the Big Brother basement, and this is what maybe will shake things up. I don't know. I'm hoping this doesn't I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. I'm not sure. But there's going to be a competition played completely in the dark, and it's going to grant 3 separate powers, new powers, and we'll see what how that affects the HOH and how that affects going forward.
Last time David played a competition in the dark, he went home. So
he was first out. Didn't even play the game. He wants you to know that.
He's probably going to
freak out.
He's probably going to sit this one out if he has a chance.
I bet. I think everybody's going to play, but
we don't really know how
it doesn't say, but from what they seem like, I think everybody's going to get a shot at it.
He's going to obviously play it. It's more of a slap in the face to him, Yeah. He can't win competitions in dark.
I'm sure he will let everybody know that he didn't play last season and this is his first season and how he really wants to win a comp. So,
wait, this is David's first season. Wow.
On an All-Stars.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what these powers are, see what they do, and see if it shakes anything up. But that was this episode. Christmas is in power. First girl HOH of the season.
Big time stuff. Well, there's a good chance she sends home another girl too. So
always the girls don't work with girls.
No, they never do.
It always starts like, hey, we need to make a girls' alliance, but it never works, and they always go against each other.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got. You got anything?
My heart and mind is clear.
All right. Well, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment if you'd like. If you want to watch us record this live after every episode, we go live about 20 minutes or 30 minutes after every episode at twitch.tv/realityrundown. Please give us a follow there. It'll let you know when we go live. So we appreciate you listening, and we will be back Sunday night for the nominations.
Get some reality in your life.